On this line it's shaded above, and this line it's shaded below. Do you see the darkest shaded region where they overlap? That's where the solution would be. What happens, do you think, if the lines are parallel? Let's look at that one. What's that? Say that again?
I did that darker part of the thing of the shading is the solution. How what would you write for it?
Well, you would either have a picture of the graph, or maybe what I would ask you to do, Shane, is give me an ordered pair. There's any ordered pair in this region right here would be a solution. So that's why we represent it with a graph, because there's more than one. Like, give me an ordered pair that's in the solution of that one.
3, -4.
Yeah, over 3, -4, right there is, okay? And you can assume it would continue off the page too. When the lines are parallel, if they're both shaded outside, they actually have no solution, because there's nothing that they had in common. If they were shaded together, then there would be a solution in between the lines. All right, so what we're going to work on is we're going to continue to work on graphing and shading. So let's look at the first one. The top line, you guys tell me something about that line to help me graph.
3.
What about 3?
The Y.
The y-intercept. Okay, so for this top line, the y-intercept is 3. And what is the slope? -1. Tell me what to do. Go down 1 over 1. Logan, you writing this down? Down 1 over 1. What kind of line is it? Dashed or solid?
No, dash.
Dashed. Okay. Now, if you want to shade and then have the overlapping region, that's fine. What I'm going to do instead of messing this up with all the shading is I'm going to use arrows. I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's test a point. What point do you want to test? 0, 0 is below the line. So I test 0, 0. I put it in for y. Is 0 less than? What would happen if I put 0 in there? Can't. It's nothing. Is 0 less than 3? That means 0, 0 is in the solution. I need to shade down here. So what I'm going to do, don't shade yet. Don't do it. I'm going to draw these arrows so that I know it's being shaded down there. Okay. Second type of line, I'm going to do in a different color. If you want to change it to slope-intercept form, you may, if you know how to do that. Standard form, we did this thing. Some people like to do it with a T-chart, actually. I don't know if that helps you or not, but we put 0 in for x, and we cover it up, and we divide both sides by 4. What's the y? 1. Would you plot 0, 1? Now I put 0 in for y. I'm going to cover it up. What do I divide by this time? -2. What's 4 divided by -2? -2. Okay. Sal, is this solid or dotted on the bottom line?
Solid.
Solid line. Because it's greater than or equal to. I'm going to test my point. I'm going to write it here because there's a lot of points going on. I put 0 in for x and y. Do you see how the blue line 0, 0 is below the blue line? Agreed? When I put 0, 0 in, I get 0 plus 0 is greater than or equal to 4. Is 0 greater than or equal to 4? That means I'm shading above the blue line, so I'm going to do arrows like this. So finally, I want to know where is the overlapping region. It's where those arrows are pointing together,
The top left.
like top left. So that's why I saved the shading for the end, because then I can just do that overlapping region. If you want to use 2 different colors, you can, or 2 different directions. Okay, somebody give me a point that would be in the solution then. Say it, Soraya. She says -3, 3, right there would be. That's just one solution, but hopefully you're getting the idea of what a solution is. It's not one point, it's a bunch of points in this area. -6, 4, I mean anything that's in this region here.
-1, 2.
Yep. All right. Let's keep working on this. Let's do the next one. We'll do one more together. Then I'm going to have you try one. So when you're graphing this, if the x and y are on the same side, I like to use the intercept method, but you can always change to slope-intercept form. X plus y is less than or equal to 5. I'm going to put 0 in for x. I cover it up. I don't even have to divide. What's y? 5. Now I put 0 in for y. I cover it up. Once again, I don't even have to divide because there are no coefficients. So what's x? Okay. This is not the 0.55. It's 2 separate points. Would you plot 0, 5, and 5, 0? Okay, Landon, you ready? Is it solid or dashed? Solid. Nice. I'm going to now test the point 0, 0. If I put 0 in for x and y, what inequality would I get? 0 is less than or equal to 5. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so 0, 0 is down here. So that's telling me I want to shade below that line, down. So I'm going to draw my little arrows below the line so I remember at the end I need to stay below that line. Okay, let's look at the bottom one. I always love them when they're slope-intercept form. It's a little less work, I think. What's the y-intercept of this line? 3. So where should I start?
30.
Yeah, 3 where?
On the y-axis.
Okay, so I'm going to start 3 up here. When there's nothing written in front of the x, what can I assume that is? 1. So a slope of 1, positive 1 means I'm going up 1 over 1 from my y-intercept. So like that. And you can continue it backwards if you want. All right, Shane, is it solid or dashed? It would be dashed. Did you just guess or did you know for sure? The inequality? Okay. Finally, I test a point for that one. Test 0, 0. And I put it in. I get 0 is less than 0 plus 3. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, so in relationship to the blue line, 0, 0 is below the blue line, so I'm shading below the blue line. So this one, where is the overlapping region? Highlight. If you're thinking of it as an X, the bottom of the X, where the arrows point to each other. So like if I were highlighting it, it would be anything in here. Now, let's say, because sometimes they'll already be graphed for you. Let's say I picked a point. Thank you, sir. Pick a point other than 0, 0 in the solution for me, Sal. 2, negative 2. So if I wanted to check if it was shaded in the right spot, or if I wanted to check where the solution was, what would have to be true when I plugged negative 2 into both of these? They would make both true. Like, what's negative 2 plus negative 2? That's negative 4. Or 2 negative 2, sorry, 2 negative 2. But that's still less than or equal to 5. If you put negative 2 is less than 2 plus 3, that's also true. So any of these points, even though we test 0, 0, any of the points in the solution region would make both true. You comprehending what I just said?
What?
No. Sometimes I think I say stuff and some of you nod, and then some of you are like out to lunch or breakfast. Okay. So let's do a couple together. I'm going to have you do 1 and 2 together, and then I'm going to pick some for you to do on your own. Oh, what? What are these? Who remembers what just X and Y's are? Aubrey? Do you remember? You just don't want to tell me? Aiden, you want to tell me? Yeah, well, they're all straight, but can you use the words vertical and horizontal? Yeah, so X's are just vertical, Y's are horizontal. So if I wanted to graph X is less than 7, I would graph a vertical line at 7. So put a dot at 7. And I'm making it dashed. And I don't even test a point for these because I just think about it. What's less than X equals 7? Are these numbers less, or are these numbers less? The one to the left or to the right? To the left. Okay, if it's just Y is greater than 2, I draw a horizontal line at 2. This one's also dashed. Should I, if I want to do Y is greater than 2, should I shade above that line or below that line? Under or over? I want Y to be greater than 2. Oh, yeah, numbers above that line. Okay, so this one is like a cross, and the top and left would be the overlapping region. So anything that was above the pink line, but to the left of the blue line. Do you guys think you could do 2? What kind is 2? But it's both, they're both vertical. So X is less than 2. You're going to draw a dashed line at 2. It's less than 2, so you would shade to the left. X is greater than 5. Hold on a second. Right or left of the pink line? It's greater than, so to the right. Does this one have any overlapping region? Nope. Yeah, this would have no solution. Shane, what's your question? You know the drill. So give me one of your passes and sure. So the ones I want you to try on your own are 3, they're both in slope intercept, 4, slope intercept and standard, so there's 2 kinds there, and then question 5. So just 3 things I'd like you to try. So 3, 4, and 5. Why don't you try one before we go, just to make sure that I can help you with Eden.